Absolutely terrifying.
In May 2015, Emily Hunt woke up in a central London hotel room, naked, with a man she'd never met before. She has no idea how she got there. Her last memory that day was sitting in a restaurant at 4 p.m.
I had to ask where I was, and he told me, and I had no idea anything. I didn't know who he was. I still don't know how I met him.
Emily strongly suspected she'd been raped and that there was a logical explanation for her loss of memory.
I really strongly believed that I'd been drugged. I'd never felt that way before. And it was like a real certainty that I had when I properly came to in the hotel room. I just really felt like that something was very wrong.
She locked herself in the bathroom and called a friend who contacted the police, who arrived as Emily was leaving the hotel room. She was taken straight to hospital but wasn't referred to a Haven unit for women who've been sexually assaulted, meaning vital tests were not carried out.
The police said in the end that they decided not to take me to the Haven because I was too intoxicated to provide medical consent for an exam. So let's think about the fact that the police are witnesses to my inability to give consent several hours later.
The file was eventually passed on to the Crown Prosecution Service, who decided the evidence wasn't strong enough to take before a jury. Toxicology results didn't show drugs in Emily's bloodstream, she says, because the tests were taken too late, and there's other evidence which she believes counted against her.
There's also CCTV footage of me literally falling over onto a bench, swaying, looking very inebriated. And whether or not it was alcohol or, drugs, as I think it was, I'm clearly not sober. I'm clearly not able to give any kind of consent.
The CPS insists it has carefully considered the case, even referring it to their head of rape and sexual offences team, but decided there was insufficient evidence for a realistic prospect of conviction in this case, adding, while we are of course sympathetic to the complainant, this is not a prosecution we were able to bring to court. Emily's lawyer strongly disagrees and believes a private prosecution will succeed.
You've just got two people's evidence here, the victim and the person that's being accused. The police say that her alcohol levels are such that she could not have given a valid consent to them to give evidence. If she couldn't give a valid consent to them to give evidence, how could she have given consent to have sex? And that's really the issue here.
It was when Emily learned later that her alleged attacker had also filmed her that she waived her right to remain anonymous so she could raise money through an internet crowdfunding page to go to court.
I also found out a year later he took a 1 minute and 2 second long video of me unconscious and naked in the hotel bed. I didn't know about that for a year. I didn't know about that when the CPS turned the case down. I'm doing this because what happened to me is horrible and I want justice and I want my rapist in jail.
The alleged attacker has always maintained that Emily did agree to have sex. She says it should be up to a jury to decide which one of them is telling the truth. Ronke Phillips, ITV News.